All right, we're good to go. Uh, Stream, as we're gonna call you, Stream for today. Welcome to, guess first episode of Push a Block Chronicles, brought to you by Jared Bear, Gerald and Ray. This is the channel where we shoot the shit, talk about whatever we want, with no borders, um, justifiably so. And if you don't
Mm-hmm.
agree with us, you can unsubscribe and go elsewhere because we don't want that type of energy here. You know what I mean? We only want positive energy, positive vibes, man. Just like Tony Stark
Sir.
said, we only want peace. And today,
Mm.
sorry,
Ooh.
tonight,
Segway.
tonight
Segway.
we are going to be talking about the MCU movie tier list. Shout outs to
Let's
all the people in that
go.
generation that grew up watching all these movies and pretty much fell in love with it. You know, uh, I think ever since Iron Man 1, I didn't fall in love with Hulk too much, but I think
Me
Iron Man.
too.
Was that Iron Man your
Hey, it all started with Iron.
was that it? Was that the one that broke your hymen?
Well, no, it was a black guy. His name was Blade.
Oh yeah, I remember
So,
Blade. Yeah.
yeah,
But they didn't really,
three times. Three times.
Yeah, I mean there was Triple H was a vampire near the end there, which was
Oh, yeah. Yo, he's a
yeah,
thunder cunt or something.
yeah,
That was the one, right?
he had metal fangs. Yeah.
Oh, that's
You know,
crazy.
shout outs
That's a
to
crazy movie.
Triple H, Harley
Yeah.
Helmsley. Well, I forgot his name, his true name, but Triple H, you're one of the goats.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
so I think we're gonna get this started. Obviously, as you can see on the screen, we have the tier list, and it goes from S
Hmm.
to A to B and C. And so, S means obviously godlike, good ass movie, right?
Godlike.
Yeah. A means really good, but it's not godlike.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost godlike. Like it's good.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's immortal. It's just immortal.
It's just a portal, but it's
But
not
it's like
simple.
top.
Yeah. People
Yeah,
say mortals are simple, but it's not that simple. And then we go down to B,
mortals are
and
simple.
B is like B. I feel like they're more technical and they're more helpful, supporting movies, the ones that the MCU can't live without, but it doesn't
Yeah,
give you that flash or fan service as well, like the other ones.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah, for sure.
And then we have C. How would you describe C?
See, it's something I'd never see more than twice,
Yeah. It was.
or like I'll see it once in a while. Maybe if I'm curious about like details that I missed in some other movies, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, Marvel rarely takes a bad hit, and even when they do during that week, it takes a while for that movie to grow, and
yeah,
it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't take until sequels later on that you realize, holy shit, that was really helpful. That bad
yeah.
movie was really helpful in setting this up, and so sometimes they have a way of doing that. Hidden missiles, you know what I mean? You gotta put your headset on, get at the back,
Hmm.
snap your fingers.
Yep.
Yeah,
As soon as you hear him, as soon as you hear that call,
yeah. So
you
let's
better
let's
be mashed.
let's talk about the first one. We're gonna do the first two that I think is pretty staple in where people place them in a tier list. Infinity War. So Avengers Infinity War.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
Infinity
Where were
War.
you?
Where was I?
Where were you? Yeah, where were you when this came out?
I went to Oakville, and
AMC?
I went to Oakville Cineplex, and it was a VIP.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was VIP,
it's
and I
nice,
think I
nice.
went with, I think three of the guys.
Yeah.
That was my first time watching it, and
Nice.
my
VIP?
the hype was obviously insane. This is where the hype train was like already, and it was just a full boost of confidence. You know what I mean? Like the trailers
Yeah.
all talked about fighting, and they talked about death, but it wasn't like on that level. It was like the only the most speculating thing that people were doing is either who's gonna die, Cap or
Yeah.
or Tony. That's it. You know what I mean? There was no other
Yeah.
person on that list other than Cap or
Yeah.
Tony. Either or was gonna die.
Yeah.
We weren't ready for that. How about you? How was your experience with Infinity War?
Ooh. Honestly, I can't remember the exact first time I saw it. It was definitely VIP though, because these days, like, I need to be like in a place where there aren't, people talking behind my back.
Yeah, yeah. Less
And
people.
I live in,
Yeah.
we live in Toronto, and a lot of people do that.
Shout
So
outs to the six. If, if that's what you call it, you know.
no, that is not what I call it. That's not at all.
Well,
Please, stream. If you
well,
call it the six, no, stop that.
what do you call it? What do you call it? You say Toronto. You say Toronto.
I don't know. Like when I refer to it, when people like ask me where are you at right now, I'm in the city. I'll just say the city.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't call
that's
it Toronto. I
well,
don't call it the six.
so-
You know.
okay. You know, everybody has names for it, right? Call my ex a bitch. Same thing. Um, yeah.
Shout out to her.
Do you remember your expectations from Infinity War going into the
Yeah,
theater? What
yeah,
you wanted to
yeah,
see? Who did you think was
yeah.
gonna die?
Okay, so my expectations on it at first was pretty high because we're talking about like me watching comics explained about like Infinity Gauntlet Saga and shit, and I was like, oh my god, are they gonna do this movie? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how is it gonna turn out? Because like all the characters are there, and the stones have already been introduced and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, yo, what's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm. Right. I know exactly what you mean because it's only normal for people to refer to the comic book because they want to see if it reflects on the current narration in MCU, right? Where it's like
Yeah,
in the comic book, I'm not too much of an expert on it, but yes, there's also an Infinity Saga or Infinity War in the comic book with far more people. Um,
yeah,
but it was pretty much had the same premise where Thanos wanted to kill half of the universe.
mm-hmm.
Something along the lines of Nebula getting the gauntlet and Adam Warlock stepping in, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So it's
people,
way different from that.
yeah, it was very different. They had their own.
Yeah,
They kind of like threw us off a little bit
yeah,
on what was gonna happen in terms of, and they
mm-hmm.
put our spirits up, man. I mean,
Yeah,
the entire movie was a struggle, and then in that last
mm-hmm.
battle, our spirits were so high up when Thor, you know,
Ooh,
when
yeah,
when
dude.
Thor
Oh my
when
god.
Thor threw that Stormbringer and hit Thanos in the chest, it was like, let's go! Like I went to
Yeah,
yell, and
yeah.
and they just
Did you even think though at this point that they were gonna come out with a second part to the movie? Because at that point you're like, yo, we got it. It's all good. Like
yeah,
that's
I
it.
forgot all about it. I forgot all about the
Yeah,
second parter when that
yeah,
because I was already so invested on like making sure this guy is not gonna kill anyone. And plus, like, you don't you picture it in your head. You know when you say like, "Oh yeah, the whole planet's gonna blow up," and then you picture in your head the planet blowing up. When he says, "I'm gonna kill half the galaxy," you don't even know what that looks like.
yeah.
So by that,
I have no concept.
when he snapped, and everybody else waited for what to happen. The same thing with the audience. Like, what's going on? Why is it
Yeah.
so quiet?
Yo, people in the audience were like, am I gonna someone in the back was just like, Steve.
Yeah. I think the kid next to me was like, "Mr. Montez, I don't feel so good," and I was like,
Queer Gerald, I don't feel so good.
yeah.
Queer
Yeah,
Gerald.
shout outs to Sushi, man, wherever you are. You're probably like 25 years
Yo,
old now, but
that's crazy.
shout outs to you and your Nemo.
Yeah,
But
what a
yeah,
name.
I'm putting Infinity War on the S list, man. I mean,
S.
S
S.
is definitely it's up
Yeah,
there.
there we
It's
go. Oh shit. Infinity War is the purple one, right?
oh wait, no, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Infinity
Yeah.
War is the
The
purple one, so I'm gonna put that in
okay.
there. Um,
Cool.
and
Yeah,
are there any callbacks in Infinity War to Endgame? I mean, is that
Hmm.
too short of a gap to even talk about callbacks, or are we treating them as one movie? Because honestly, they can be separate on their own.
They
Like,
are sort of, because Infinity War was like so setup heavy,
mm,
and then Endgame was so like just like gratification heavy. Because like this is a movie that needed to tie up all the loose ends, and
right,
every
right.
almost like every scene we're just like, oh yeah, cool, like that's resolved, that's resolved.
You're right. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's definitely a separate movie.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the thing that they resolved from Infinity War in Endgame was pretty much bringing back all the people that snapped out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everything after that, or that revolves around them trying to get them back, is each of the
yeah.
characters tying up their loose ends, any issues that they might have, or any other underlying goals um, that they had in the universe. And so, yeah, that's what makes it so amazing. But Infinity War, shout outs to the letter S. For
The
the
letter
shout
S.
out to the letter S, because we got our first S, and I'm pretty sure everyone agrees. Stream, I'm pretty sure you agree. I don't know why this is not focusing right now. You
Yo,
gotta,
do the makeup thing.
yeah, there you
There you go. There you
go.
go. Yeah,
But
yeah,
that was
definitely an S.
an epic battle, man. I love it. I love Infinity War. That was when
Yep.
Thor got a new Stormbreaker, um, got his new eye from Rocket, and
Yep.
it was just awesome to see. It was our first time seeing the whole universe, especially having the Guardians in there was a big
Yeah.
deal,
Yeah.
because
Right.
they were sort of the odd ones out, and the whole time that this was happening, they were sort of like, we knew they were in the same universe, but they never
Yeah.
really physically did it until Infinity War, which was
Yeah. That was a risk, like the meeting of the Guardians versus like the rest of the MCU. Right. It was a little bit of a risk because we're like, how are they gonna integrate them?
yeah,
And then that was really interesting. What I mean, let's mention the next movie, probably.
Endgame, right?
Uh, no, not Endgame. Um, actually, yeah, Endgame.
Yeah, we're gonna put
It's
Endgame
that's
up
when
there.
they got introduced.
More,
Um, wait, were the Guardians in Infinity War at all?
yeah, they were
You
there.
know what? Am I stoned? Yo, Stream, hit some
Stream.
buttons for me. Hit some buttons for me.
Hit some buns, pack a bowl, do the thing that you need to do.
Yo,
Um,
honestly,
yeah, so they
I
they
for a second I just thought that Endgame started with when Thor and or when Loki died, and then Thor. Yeah, so that's Infinity War.
yeah, so Infinity War was when
Yo, you're not even sure. You're like,
Thor, yeah, Loki died in Infinity War,
yeah,
and then Thor
okay,
was
yeah,
found by the Guardians, and
the
he's like,
Guardians.
"Who's this dude?" And then Drax is like, "That's not a dude. You're a dude.
That's a
That's a
man.
man."
Yo, he said the Austin Powers line.
Dude, there was so much good lines from that man. When
Damn.
Thor called Rocket Rabbit, that shit was
Yeah.
hilarious, because he just kept going on with it the entire time. And in Endgame, shout outs to Endgame, when Rocket was being chased by the Asgardians, they said, "Chase that rabbit," which
Yeah.
means, which means, I
That's what
guess,
rabbits look like in Asgard.
yeah, he's an Asgardian. He's an Asgardian rabbit.
That's so
That's
funny.
that's the conclusion to
Yo,
that.
that's continuity, Stream. That's just good writing.
For real, that's good writing. And then we
Yep.
got interacted with Groot and Captain America. They got introduced a little bit there.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon and Winter Soldier had a little back and forth about the arm.
Oh, there we
Things,
go.
man.
Just
Callbacks to
refreshing my
like,
memory.
yeah, dude. And there's so much callbacks to just like little things from everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's his name? I guess Bruce Banner not being able to transform the entire time. Uh, a lot of people had a lot of questions about that, because they never really fully explained why Bruce Banner never turned to Hulk. And
Yeah.
and as much as there's so
Did
much
you miss
theories
him?
out there. Who? Hulk?
The Hulk. Yeah. In that particular movie, because like Hulk is such a big part of the Avengers.
I think, yeah, he was he definitely could have made a bigger impact on it. I don't know if they would have won, but
Yeah.
I think it was understandable considering Hulk's history of what he went through as to why he didn't want to be part of that war. Because
Yeah.
in all seriousness, if you were the Hulk and if you look at what he's gone through, destroying the city, people not liking who he is, people scared of Bruce turning into the Hulk, people
Yeah.
always,
True.
and he's always associated with anger and destruction, and then he went to a planet where he was a king. He was a
Yeah.
warrior. He had a nice bed. He had a bathtub. He had
Yeah.
all the food in the world, and they took that away from him. And he was expected to defend Earth, the place that hated him.
True.
You know
You're
what I mean?
right. I
That's
hadn't think about this.
yeah, like
Yo, that's deep.
it's,
That is deep.
it's deep,
It's
man.
deep,
Like
dude.
Banner took him back, and I mean, Banner doesn't even want to like turn to Hulk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's
Interesting.
I think
Yo,
I
stream,
think
hit some buns for that, like that explanation
yeah.
right
Hey,
there.
if you agree with me, let me know. Put it in the comments below, and if you have your own ideas on why you think Hulk didn't come out, let me know because we're always opening our minds, right? Stephen
Yep.
Strange. Yeah. But let's move on to the next movie. Let's talk about Endgame a little bit. Okay, this one obviously had insane hype. I don't think I've ever seen a movie been so hyped in
Theater,
my entire theater wise.
dude,
Like
theater.
we have
It's packed
all
for weekends.
it was young and old, both young and old
Yeah.
everywhere from all social medias. Everybody posting their reactions to the trailers, everybody contemplating and analyzing the trailers in each scene and frame. Like, and 99% of that shit was wrong.
Yo, yeah.
All you guys,
They wronged
all
us.
you guys took an L. I mean, a lot of you got it right with the time travel stuff, but man, were you guys? Nobody saw the Cap thing happen. Tony Stark thing
No.
happen. You know what I mean? It
Yep.
was,
Yep. Black Widow,
but
please. That's
yes,
my girl,
yes,
Natasha.
dude, yes. Shout outs to ScoJo. She did a phenomenal part at playing Natasha Romanov um, in Black Widow, and
Yep.
man, it's sad because like before they went into that portal, she looked at Steve and she had that smile. She's like, "See you in a minute," and like
Yeah, dude, that's heartbreaking.
heartbreaking, dude, heartbreaking, and as an audience and as fans, we needed to let her go. We looked in the same eyes as Hawkeye, and we told him to let me go. And
Stream.
how did you feel about that with Natasha?
Well, I think very highly of Natasha Romanoff
Okay.
in the movies because in the MCU specifically because I like Scarlett Johansson.
Mm.
I've seen her in two productions.
Lost in
One,
translation.
Lost Lost in Translation, and Hot Ones. She did it with Sean Evans.
Sean
I don't
Evans,
know
yeah.
if you guys watched that chicken wing show,
Yo,
but
shout outs to First We Feast, man. Sean Evans, you're one of
first
the
we
best.
feast.
You're one of the best interviewers out there. Hopefully, we'll get you on
Yeah,
this podcast soon. Let us know what you think about this.
Sean, we will feed you, man.
Yeah, we will definitely
But yeah,
on your cost though. You gotta buy the stuff. We're not that rich. Um,
not yet, not yet.
but go on.
But yeah,
Yes, yes,
dude,
yes. No, Natasha Romanoff.
Natasha Romanoff came through the MCU, piggyback through what Iron Man 2. Yo, I'm dropping bars.
Yeah, Iron Man 2.
Uh,
She was
Iron Man
introduced there
2.
as the new secretary or new assistant of Tony Stark.
Yeah. Then piggybacked off of Captain America movies, Avenger
Yep.
movies.
Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Yo,
She was there. Yep.
stream. If you were playing a video game that consisted of 3 fighters, Natasha Romanoff would be your second always.
Absolutely.
Best assist.
I
Best
agree.
second.
I agree.
Yeah.
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 She's not only she's smart, she's stealth. Dude,
Yep.
remember
Yeah.
in Winter Soldier when she was pretending to be the old lady? Oh
That
man,
was
she
sick.
she took off the mask. I got so hype, dude.
Oh, Digital
I
mask? That was crazy.
yeah, I got so hyped.
She's like disable layer mask.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, she turned off the
yep.
eyeball on Photoshop. That's what she did. She turned
It turned to like checkers for a second.
yeah, opacity 100%. Oh, sorry, 0%. That's what it was. She's Master Assassin, and I'm glad she's getting her own movie
Yeah.
finally, and we get to know more
Yeah, can't
about
wait.
the MCU Red Room, and obviously
Yeah.
La Parka himself, Taskmaster, is gonna be in there, and a bunch more.
La Parka.
I don't even know
Yo,
if that's his
Stream, let me
name.
know.
Is that his real name?
Stream, do you even know what La Parka means? Because we don't.
We don't.
We just
Um,
love us some Michael Mendoza.
yeah, shout outs to Yipes, man. It's either La Parka or Tony Masters. He says either one. I don't know which one is real,
Yeah.
but let us know. Anyways,
Tony
Endgame
Masters.
did a lot of things, but since we're gonna be talking about recalls, callbacks, and homages and pivotal points related to
Yeah.
Endgame, we should just move on and put Endgame where it belongs.
Last.
Obviously,
Oh yeah, okay.
stream
Right there.
is going
Right.
in S. It's going into the godlike mode. Okay,
Oh, here
that's
we go.
what it is.
I'm putting it right beside the S
Yeah, that's godlike.
because I would say my number one would be Endgame. The second would be Infinity War, and then those two are a permanent top. Like they're
yeah.
on a level of their own.
They're a pair, I think.
But then there's the other one. Yeah.
They're perfect. It's kind of like
Oh,
Nova
yeah.
Nova Spencer. Like it just makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
That's a pair.
that's
That
a
is extra damage
Yeah.
for free.
yeah, for real. All right, Ray.
That's a ground boundary set for
Dude,
free.
for real, dude.
All
You
right,
get a
let's
free
move on.
crumple off that. Anyways, that's a different podcast. Ray, I want you to pick
Or
the
the
next
same,
movie
yeah.
that we should talk about, and
Ooh.
then we'll discuss what
All right.
tier it should go
Well,
into.
let's talk about the next movie that comes to my mind when it comes to A-ness. Haha.
Shout outs to anuses.
Where is it? Where's Winter Soldier?
Oof, man. Winter Soldier.
Where are you at?
It's the one. I believe
Oh, there we go.
with
Maybe
the
this
cap
one.
symbol. I
Yeah.
think.
It's not the Civil War. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one.
How's it
where
look
it's
on the
just like
screen?
Cap.
So that would go in my A
Mm.
list, but probably like the top of the A. You know?
Okay, so explain
And
to me your ration, your reason behind those that the ranking.
well, it's because when I watch YouTube videos about the best Captain America movies, this is on top of everyone's list,
I
and
agree.
I think I have to agree.
I agree.
You know,
100%.
just the production of it.
Mhm.
Ooh, and the integration of Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Who the hell is
Yeah,
Bucky?
dude. 9 benign freight cart, homecoming.
Yo.
I don't want to say the whole thing because he might wake up, but
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
telling you, that's man. Baron Zemo, Baron Zemo is in there too, and
Yep.
I don't know if he's
Yep.
actually dead or where he is, but I hopefully he comes back.
Yeah.
How was your hype about this movie when it came out?
I actually didn't even see it coming because the first Captain America that I saw, which is was just like
First
a great
Avenger?
origin movie.
Right, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, and we'll get to that later. But I was interested, but I wasn't like, yo, what's that next Captain America movie gonna be like? And I didn't know they were going all out with like the director and like the production of it, and the storyline was sick. So
Hmm.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't know that there could be this level of a Marvel action movie that's like
Absolutely,
you could show this to anyone who's never seen a Marvel movie.
yeah, the choreography in the fight scenes took it up another
Yeah.
level in Winter Soldier. It's because we're not talking about people flying anymore. We're talking about two super soldiers, right? Where it's at the
Yeah.
bottom line is they're just using raw power with each other.
Yeah.
Right? Winter
Yeah.
Soldier having a cybernetic arm, having a little bit more gadget than Cap, but in reality, in silhouette wise, they're practically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's nice.
Yes.
And like we need to take a break from like the not I wouldn't say like supernatural but like
highly
the
technological.
overnatural. Yeah,
Yeah, overnatural, absolutely. Because
overnatural.
before this, we got Thor 2, we got
Yeah,
I think Iron Man 3, I think,
Iron Man two,
or 2
three,
maybe.
2 or 3.
Yeah, and so we saw a lot of
Yeah,
cool things in terms of like um, powers and technology,
yeah.
but it wasn't
Hmm.
like, you know, that highway scene, dude. When he like
Yeah,
had the dagger and he like juggled it. Oh my god, like
that was nuts. Yeah,
ridiculous, dude. And Natasha
yeah,
Romanov, man, shout
yeah,
outs to dude. Like there
yeah.
was that scene where her and Anthony, I guess. Oh, I think it's the wrong movie. No, 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 it was the right movie. Anthony
It's the right movie.
McKay,
Yeah,
Falcon was there as well, right? But he didn't have the
yeah.
suit yet. They were in the car, and then they were getting shot at by Winter Soldier on the highway, and Natasha like nudged their heads in just the right way for the bullets to get through the headdress. Like
So
it
ridiculous.
was
Yeah,
ridiculous, dude. It was
dude.
ridiculous, and that's where
Yeah,
we first saw the Falcon as well. You know,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
do you remember any
Which I
callbacks?
actually I don't remember. Oh well, obviously like from Endgame.
Hmm.
When they were jogging, or sorry, like the beginning of this is the beginning of
Yeah,
Winter
Winter Soldier.
Soldier,
Yeah, when they
correct?
first met. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you remember those opening shots of like Dawn and like Steve Rogers jogging
Hmm.
with Anthony Mackie.
Hmm.
That was sick, and that's like one of the first things that you kind of grab onto, especially like if you're a cinema nerd.
Hmm.
It's like, do you want to see some like nice, creamy, like actual technical lighting kind of scenes?
Really, is that one of the scenes that
Yeah,
really do it for you? That
yep, yeah. Rewatch it. Rewatch the beginning of Winter Soldier, and you're like, wow,
beautiful.
nice.
I
Oh,
gotta check that out again.
nice
I don't
lights.
think I caught that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was definitely a callback when the portals opened up and he said on your left, and
yeah, yeah.
obviously
That's it.
that sent a little bit of goosebumps on my
Yeah.
ass hairs, on my anus hairs,
Yeah. Yeah.
and another
Anus.
great callback to that was Cap saying "Hail Hydra" on the elevator
Mm.
scene because in Winter Soldier,
Hmm.
um, that
Yeah.
was what happened, and it, you know, he was smarter. Cap in Endgame was smarter. It wasn't about
Yeah.
raw power anymore. I can take on these guys, but it'd be better because
Yeah.
he actually whispered to the guy. He said, "Spoiler alert: Hydra, hail Hydra." He said, "Spoiler alert."
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, hail Hydra.
Spoiler
Yeah, it's like,
alert.
what do you mean, spoiler alert? It's like, I know exactly what happens, bro. You're about to get on the roof. Like next year, you're gonna get on the roof and get fucked.
Oh, it's jokes.
um, yeah, and then yeah, that was really good, man. I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna put
Yeah.
Winter Soldier as well on the A list. It
Yeah.
is the best standalone superhero
Yep.
MCU movie that I've seen so
Hmm.
far. I mean, people say that Civil War is a
Yeah.
Cap movie, but let's be real.
That's an Avengers movie,
That's
dude.
yeah, that's an Avengers movie. That's not a Cap movie. That's an
Yeah.
Avengers movie. Like, I know he gets a lot of
Yeah.
lines and everything revolves around him and Bucky, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's a Cap movie. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a Avengers movie technically, Civil
Yeah.
War movie. But let's talk about that
Yeah. Yeah.
later when we
Yeah.
go. And I think that's
Yeah.
that's the only callbacks I remember, man. Like a elevator
Yeah.
scene and
Hail Hydra. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But yeah,
yeah.
because we're doing actually. I don't know if the stream knows this.
Hmm.
Hits a buns for me. What we're doing is we're talking about the tier list pre rewatching it. So
Hmm.
after this tier list, we're gonna rewatch it over the course of probably hours, and
Yeah.
we're gonna make the tier list again.
Yeah, and we're gonna
Talk
see
about it.
if it's gonna change our minds, man. Maybe we'll put
Yeah,
Winter Soldier down there on the sea
yeah,
because we found something that wasn't right. You know,
yep,
I highly doubt that, but it's still good to rewatch it. And of course, all the callbacks that we're gonna be seeing, it's gonna blow our mind because we already know what's gonna happen. And
yeah.
I don't think there's any. What was the secret ending for uh, Winter Soldier?
For Winter Soldier.
I think it was the I know a guy. Is it? They capture Anthony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Falcon was like, yeah, I know a guy.
yeah. So Falcon and
But what was the job for? I
uh,
can't remember.
I don't really know. I mean, what would they need him for, right? If you really think about it.
Well, the ending of that movie was when he almost said, because like they're in Avengers, what was it Avengers facility in New York,
Where when he said, "I know a guy."
like in the countryside. Yeah.
I think so. I know that they were in a basement and they had Winter Soldier locked up